Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the ACAR Frey Truckin series coming to you live from Iowa Speedway. It is the Corn Custard Crescent Donuts 100. Glad to have you all here. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, do all that wonderful stuff that helps out the channel, pushes us up the algorithms on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and now TikTok. We're everywhere, people. Practice is just about over there, going through their driver meeting. But while they go through that driver meeting, let's talk about some of these race info details. Track is just under a mile, sitting at 0.89. Track temp, very nice. A 78 degrees. You're going to have some really nice grip out there in all four turns. The D-shaped oval, multi-grooved racetrack. You're going to see some drivers stick down to the bottom where they're comfortable, or they're going to move it up top and look for that run out of two. That turn 4 wall, though, is very, very tight. You're going to see some people try to use that inside lane through 3 and 4 to try to progress up towards the wall and look for the run there. But it looks like Zach Domer, Shane Wolf, Paul Irvin, Tyler Aspinall, and Joe Darnell, your top 5 through practice as it has just finished. Big shout out to our race sponsor this evening, Crescent Donuts, Corn Custard. We're doing 100 laps around this beautiful speedway. I'm excited. I am very excited. This is one of my favorite racetracks, dating for me all the way back. I think it was like Heat 2 is when they brought the Xfinity and Truck Series into the console. But I've had a lot of fun calling races here. A lot of races are very good here. I remember with EFRL a couple years ago, which that was this league before it rebranded into the ACAR Frey Truckin series under new management. Ryan Frey unfortunately can't race here tonight, or I would point you in that direction. Qualifying just getting started. They're going to have around 10 minutes to qualify. About 20 or so seconds a lap. So let's jump right into it, everybody. Sully Buck should be one of the first trucks to get a time on the board. As I say that, Dustin Buck is. There's the 68 of Dustin Buck. Already through 3 and 4. Making a fast lap time using that middle to high groove. Crossing the line. Will he go better on his second lap? Yes, he will. A 23:20. Yeah, well, that holds up. Brandon Dunford making his return. That'll be good for 4th. Brady Floyd's first lap, good for 2nd, or now 3rd. Dustin Griffiths bumps him. Gonna stay with that 20 through 3 and 4 to finish out his qualifying run. See what we got here. Oh, he's really loose. His second lap, throw it in the garbage. He's gonna start right around that 4th, 5th, or 6th spot. Dakota Lee in the number 3. TA Graphics, Chevy Silverado. Out of 4, does Dakota improve? No, just slower. Tyler Aspinall, who's one of the fastest trucks in practice, has Giant Eagle on that Ford F-150 this week. Gonna clip the wall out of 4. Don't know if it's gonna improve him all the way to 6th. But James Shane Wolf, after his first lap, a 23:19. Shane Wolf through 3 and 4 the final time. A little wiggle out of 4, crossing the line. Does not improve. Looking for the 48 of Paul Irvin on his first go lap. Looking at our drone camera, center field of Iowa Speedway. Paul Irvin's first lap, good for 11th. And as he closes out qualifying, he'll move all the way up to 7th. Zach Domer in the 14. This is to finish his qualifying run. Zach in the Hendrick Cars Chevy Silverado. P1, just like where he was in practice. A 23:07, very fast lap. Over a 10th faster. Gary Wells finishing qualifying in the 27 off in Turn 1 podcast, which you can listen to weekly right here on All-Star 15 TV. Him and Mike Campiggio putting on a great show after a great show. That's good for 20th. Oh, Alan Michael Bennett with a slide through 3 and 4. Currently don't see any other drivers out on the racetrack. Like Twisted's having a little bit of a blinking issue. Glad to have you all with us. Sorry, boss just messaged me. Have to comply to his wishes. But we also have some driver cams once again this week, just to give you a little bit of a view of what we got. We have Nate Orlowski, Tyler Aspinall, and the one and only Gary Wells. All running driver cams this week, which we appreciate them and the teams for allowing us on board. Let's run through that starting lineup for everybody watching at home. Zach Domer, James Shanewolf, your front row. In your second row, you have Dustin Buck and Dustin Griffiths. Derek Stanley and Sully Bullock in row 3. Row 4, Tyler Aspinall and Paul Irvin. And in row number 5, rounding out that top 10, Brady Floyd and Brandon Dunford. In row 6, Dakota Lee and Brett Murphy. In row 7, Michael Steele, Mitchell Muma. Row number 8 brings you Matt Erickson and Adam Capps. In row number 9, Alan Michael Bennett and Nate Orlowski. And rounding out the top 20, in row number 10, Farron Elam and Chris Sawyer. Everybody else is going to slide through on by. But everybody, who you rooting for? Who you looking at tonight? Zach Domer's had very good short run speed. Let's see if that can transfer into a long run truck for that 14. Will we get a long run? That's another very big question. It's a short track, and we've seen short tracks be problematic for not just this league, but other leagues in the past. Honestly, when it comes to ACAR, they've had very good races at Iowa. So I'm very curious what we're gonna see. Glad to have you all with us. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, do all that wonderful stuff. Move All-Star 15 TV up that YouTube, Twitch, Facebook algorithm so more people can get some eyes on some great racing. I think we're going to get another pace lap. Yes, we are. Stay tuned after the race tonight. We'll talk to our podium finishers, and we're not done for racing. We are back at it tomorrow night with XMS and their Ricmo Tech Truck Series, and Wednesday, the XMS Ricmo Tech Xfinity Series. Their season opening races at Daytona. Same bat time, same bat place as all the leagues, but Tuesday and Wednesdays, we try to go a little bit earlier, around 8:35 Eastern. We are just about ready to go. 15 people watching. I'm excited. 100 laps. Going to be very, very fast if we can keep it green. Only one Toyota in the top 12, and that is James Shanewolf, who is starting P number 2. A lot of Chevys, a lot of Fords. But we are just about to go green. Thank all our sponsors in the description. Go check them out. The Nerds and Nerd Things podcast, the Wrestling with Nerds podcast, the Often Turn Ones podcast, Falcon Grafix, and we are green here tonight in Iowa. Even going into turn number 1. Shanewolf on the outside, Dormer on the inside. Look at the run the one's going to have coming out of turn 2. He is going to clear the 14 and set sail into turn number 3. Right there in third, that outside lane working very well. You see the 23 of Dustin Griffiths. And already you see the 68 of Dustin Buck moving to that high side, all the way up to that high side. But you got to be careful, as you just saw him pop the wall coming out of turn 2. Multi-groove racetracks brings a lot of fun racing, a lot of strategic racing. You're going to use up those Goodyear Eagles very much more on that high side, but you're going to gain a little more speed on exit. As you see Brady Floyd already plus 3 positions, sitting in that 6th spot. Aspinall diving it into turn number 3 early on, trying to gain an advantage on his friend, and there goes the 23. Off the racetrack, puts it in reverse, and he's going to use that access road all the way down towards turn number 1. As how fast we can click laps off. Dustin Griffiths is just getting through turn 2 right now, and Shanewolf is coming out of turn 4. So a mistake like that is going to cost you. But up front, with a half-second lead, just 5 laps in, James Shanewolf over Zach Domer. And then the cavalry starts in third with Dustin Buck, Derek Stanley, Brady Floyd under a blanket early on. But your biggest mover, just these couple laps in, drops all the way back to that 14th position. It's the number 44 plus 5 spots, Aaron Elam. Tyler Aspinall once again using that high side. Try to get by the 48 of Paul Irvin, as Irvin's going to send it into turn number 3. We're actually going to use that good old chase cam on Aspinall to see what we got here, as he's got a nice run coming out of turn number 4. It's amazing. You get the nice run out of the turns, but that inside lane is able to protect it, especially if you can't make the pass. And there it is, Paul Irvin using that inside to his advantage and looking for a crossover from Tyler Aspinall. Into turn 1, they have flip-flopped from turn 4. Very competitive turn 1 between the and 2 for the both of them. Closest battle on the racetrack we have, as that is starting to subside. We have a caution out on the racetrack for the first time tonight. It is Chris Sawyer, the number 10 Bass Pro Shops Chevy Silverado. He's just going to get loose and right in front of the 12 of Joe Darnell. See what we're going to have here. To jump on board with the number 10 so you can see how loose this truck is through the center. Right behind the 69 Corn Hub truck of Nate Orlowski, and there he goes. Just loses it in front of the 12. Oh, a couple moments there where I thought he was going to get clocked by a driver trying to get by, as we have pit stops. Derek Stanley, Brady Floyd, Brandon Dunford, Brett Murphy all staying out, but we have some trucks coming down pit road and getting ready for the first pit stops of the day. Well, while we have pit stops and our first caution of the evening, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to go side by side. We'll be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back. Welcome back to All-Star 15 TV for the ACAR Frey Truckin series, live from Iowa Speedway with the Crescent Donuts Corn Custard 100. First caution of the evening on lap number 9. We are getting ready to get going once again. For this restart, we are going to jump on board with the number 29 of Tyler Aspinall. We're waiting for it, and there it goes. Not a great restart from the 29, as he's going to get gapped by Shane Wolf and Dustin Buck, as he's going to send it down into turn 1. Use that inside lane all the way down to that yellow line. You can see how loose he is on those cold tires. Shane Wolf to his outside. He's going to send it right back down to that yellow line in 3 and 4. Dustin Buck now looking to his outside. You see how loose that truck is, and how Tyler is sawing on the wheel. Big corrections on the steering wheel of Tyler Aspinall. Back to the racing, as you see the 19 of Brandon Dunford and pole sitter Zach Domer now fighting to get by that 29. But up front, the number 20 of Brady Floyd, who did not pit, and Brett Murphy also did not pit, are being run down by basically everybody else on about 9-lap fresher tires. Shane Wolf is back up to 4th. Dustin Buck is still trying to work over Brett Murphy. Those top 2 currently are have yet to pit, as they're getting right by the 64. 64 loose out of 2. Really curious to see how long Brady Floyd can hold on to this lead, but if anybody can do it, that 20 we know is really good on old tires wherever he goes. But I don't think he's gonna have much of a shot against Shane Wolf or Dustin Buck. As Gary Wells goes around hard in the inside wall coming out of 2. See if he had any help. Oh yeah, he had help. Mitchell Muma clips the 27 and sends him right around hard into the inside wall. No big damage on that 27, but he's got a lot of ground to catch up on. Your top three all under a blanket. Lap 19. Brady Floyd, Shane Wolf looking at 3 wide out of 2. Thought better out of it trying it in 3 and 4. As I say that, you see Dustin Buck moving to that inside, giving the one a little bit of a stability push. And Floyd is going to take the lead once again. Out of turn 4, the 3 of them. Let's go a little bit further back. Aspinall 3 wide off of 4, trying to get by Domer and Derek Stanley. Is going to put it back to the inside. It's like that inside lane works well for that 29 on entry, but he just stalls out through the center and on exit. He's just gonna have to regroup. We know that 29 is fast. He gets to these trucks, but passing for him has been a huge problem, as Domer on the inside trying to make the pass on Derek Stanley. And I think he's got him clear. Yes, he does. That 77 is doing its best to close the hole there. But I think he's got it here. And he might pull Aspinall right with him. Shane Wolf and Floyd now battling. That's for P2. Shane Wolf can see the lead. He can see the clean air. He's going to take second place away from Brady Floyd as they're going to continue down the front stretch. Newcomer Nader Orlowski trying to get in the groove. Didn't have a lot of practice time with some technical difficulty this evening before the race. So he's very much hoping for a caution. Same thing with Gary Wells. Gary Wells went around off of the 98 Toyota Tundra of Mitchell Muma coming out of turn 2 about 10 or so laps ago. As they're battling, you see the 67 of Sully Buck, and Mitchell Muma. But look at that 45. Brandon Griffith.
I was gonna say, what are you running the ball, Bert? Sandra Bullock?
Oh yeah. What's up, T?
What's happening, brother?
Hey, I just want to correct. I want to correct you guys. His last name is pronounced Muma.
Muma?
I can't even hear you.
Muma.
Hey, okay, listen. With a name like that, I'm gonna quote the song every time. You know, Numa, Numa, eh.
Wait, how is it said?
Muma is what. Muma. You gotta like elongate it, AJ. Muma.
God.
I had a best friend in and all through school. His last name is the same thing. It was Muma. It's just kind of funny.
It's kind of like Mima, but not with me.
Oh, they're gonna touch coming out of 2 for the lead. Shane Wolf and Buck flying down into turn number 3.
Crazy how Brady was just with these guys and backed right up, huh?
Well, that's what fresh tires will do for you.
Oh, brother! They touch.
Ooh.
I think I might have been a little behind. I'm still getting caught up. It's not my fault.
Well, they're still side by side out of turn 2, and you would expect, third place in the group behind them to catch back up to them. They are still pulling away from the field side by side.
I tell you, that one truck is looking desperately to throw a slider that'll work here.
You've seen it. I've seen a bunch of people try those sliders, and
well, I meant and not kill the guy he's racing for the lead.
But yeah, that would be bad. That would be very unfortunate.
Considering what happened to him the week prior, I think that would probably be frustrating the other way.
Did somebody say sliders? I could eat about 20 of them right now.
Dude, you
No
have
kidding,
no idea.
brother. Haven't eaten dinner yet. Went to the movies and didn't even get popcorn.
That stinks. They should
Oh,
go to the movie for it.
Bidenomics. You know how much that stuff costs nowadays?
Yeah, yeah. We sneak a bunch of stuff in. Hopefully AMC.
We did. We absolutely snuck in. Well, I snuck in soda. The kids snuck in chips and stuff.
We're adults. We do nippers.
Well,
not like-
I mean,
It's
you know.
not like he's got a wife to hide popcorn in her purse.
Yeah, that's also true. Zach Domer making it look easy, getting third place from Brady Floyd. As Brady Floyd's gonna fight back on the outside, coming out of turn 2. But I really think that 14 with those 9-lap fresher tires is gonna make the pass. He's gonna dive it into
Eventually.
turn 1 here.
No
Actually,
luck now,
Brady
but
Floyd very strong on the outside, up against the wall.
do we know fuel laps? What are we looking at?
I think
for
that's
pit
what Ryan
stops?
went to go check out.
Well, he found an odd place of looking for the answer.
Oh, he went down to the RC booth, didn't he?
Yeah.
He,
Yeah,
he stepped
unfortunately-
through the door into the other booth.
Unfortunately, I never made it that far. Yeah. So
I would.
I'm hoping.
The tires are gonna wear well before we're going to need fuel.
Well,
But I'm going to assume they're gonna be able to go about 40 to 45-ish laps.
So we still got a few.
I'm hoping for a little bit of a track change with the time situation. This race started at dusk, basically, so I'm hoping that it's long enough that when it gets dark, it may change a little bit enough that the cars will have a little bit, trucks will have a little bit more grip.
Well, they started.
Is that
with
kind
a
of like
lo-
your shift tonight? Started at dusk?
They started with a lot of grip.
Love you.
Before we went green tonight, the track temp was sitting at 78 degrees. It has bounced up to 80 with the traffic we've had on this 0.89 mile short track.
You mean we're not at heaven? I thought this was heaven.
Gonna make me want to
No,
watch
it's
that movie again.
Iowa.
Great movie.
I throw him meatballs over the plate, everybody, and he can't even knock it out of the park.
Definitely want to watch it because of James Earl Jones a couple weeks ago. But watching what's going on this racetrack, Domer, as he's still trying to make his way towards the front, has fallen back. Brett Murphy gets by him, and he's on older tires. TJ, I'm really starting to think that everything is equaled out for the most part.
Unless you're driving a 29 vehicle.
Yeah, he's made it up to third. It looks like Aspinall's truck is very much a long run car. Muma kind of spun the 27 around lap 12. There.
Oh yeah, we saw the poor
Orson.
Orlovsky machine and its beautiful corn hubness
Look,
heat fence.
it wasn't Nate. He was asking what happened to Gary, and Gary's right there. He's making moves. He was about 12 seconds back when he got spun and regrouped. He's around 15 and a half now, but now he's passing cars for position.
It looks like it's been a handful for him. I know you have the driver cam for him. I'd love to see how much he's actually struggling, if he's struggling any or not. There he is with his gloves and his hat. Boy, he's all decked out, isn't he?
I don't know if he's probably struggling, but he's struggling with a smile on his face.
Ah, it's Gary. He's always got a smile on his face for the most part.
I like how you added for the most part.
Mm.
But since we have it right here, let's jump to Tyler Aspinall. He's currently sitting in that third position.
Look at him driving it like a truck driver. Big old spread on that steering wheel.
Well, I don't know if you caught it, Ryan. When we watched him during the restart, and those first couple laps, I'm surprised he kept it going the right way, as you saw the wiggle there. And as he's sending it in, you can see him just... It's like he's driving a dirt car.
The only time on this entire racetrack where that steering wheel will be straight is down the backstretch.
And it's not even straight.
I do believe I just heard the 20 call out, headed for pit lane.
Be Brady Floyd. And one last
From
one.
fourth position.
The driver of the number 69 Corn Hub.
Woohoo, he was coming in hot.
Ford F-150. It's Nate Orlowski. Welcome back to the channel, pal. Good to see you racing, and unfortunately you're currently running in that 24th position with very limited practice time due to some technical difficulties before the race.
Yeah,
and he met the wall this evening already too.
Much appreciate Nate. I know he works some weird schedules with everything, and he signed up and he's like, I'll race when I'm not on schedule, so good to see him here.
Absolutely. Always love seeing that Corn Hub car.
It's cool.
Or truck. All the way back from the TLR days. But Dustin Buck, just under half, or just over halfway, is currently with a lead of 1.15 over James Shanewolf. Got to drop all the way back to second half to Tyler Aspinall.
Don't look now, but Aspinall's all over Shane Wolf's bumper.
Yeah. Tyler Aspinall in third, Adam Capps in fourth, Paul Irvin in fifth, Farron Elam in sixth. Seventh brings you to Brandon Dunford, Sully Buck in eighth, ninth, Mitchell Muma, and in 10th you have Dustin Griffiths battling with Zach Domer. That 14 has completely burned those tires off. He's going to need to pit soon.
Speaking of part-timer, Brandon Dunford's in the crowd tonight.
Yes, he is.
One half of the law firm is present and accounted for.
Say, last time he was here, he won, so be interested to see what he can do.
Oh, right now, he's +3, started 10th in 7th, running a very good race. He's one of the drivers that, with that first caution, didn't come to pit road. He's running on those stock Goodyear Eagles, as he's coming to pit road now.
Whoa, he's sending it hot.
Yeah, this
29 and 1, battling for P2.
This is a...
Well, I say battling, I think it's
Ooh,
over.
Shane Wolf in the wall out of 2. This is one pit road you do not want to have issues on, because if you speed, you're not just going to go down one lap, most likely 2 and possibly 3.
Eek, Batman, eek.
Well, look at Brady Floyd. He is 2 down, 1.5 down. Granted, he's running disgusting lap times right now, but still.
This is definitely going to be a comers and goers type race here with the different pit strategies working for.
Now, is there a way you make it from here if you were to pit coming up in the next, say, 10 or so laps?
Well, if you can hit right around lap 50 to 60, you can make it right to the end. Right to the end. There's no overtime, no nothing. We're going to finish green. But if you can make it to 62, 63, you're set up for overtime.
I mean, I'll be really curious to see where this 29 when he dips in, because he has definitely moved forward, I think, the most of anyone since the restart.
Well, don't forget about Texas last week. Shane Wolf was good until we got that final caution.
Well, he was the final caution. Or, well, not the final, but...
Before it all broke loose.
Before the spree of doom.
Aspinall, those last couple laps have been about a tenth and a half faster. He's closing in on Dustin Buck. That lap on lap 53 out of 100, more than halfway, and we've only been live for 45 minutes, people. Nice in and out night, like these nights, and it's been nothing but battling throughout the racetrack, as Paul Irvin in the 48 Allied Chevy Silverado trying to get by the number 2 Adam Capps on the inside out of 2. The Capps in the wall, heading down the back straightaway into 3. You see the 48 try to pitch it nicely out of 4. Got to the back tires. Capps loose out of 4 too. Yeek.
I'd say it's 3-ish, 4-ish truck lengths, AJ, for the lead battle here.
Bad time for me to take a sip. There's Dustin Buck, and you can see Tyler Aspinall using that inside lane. Gonna use the front drone cam, trying to catch the field behind them.
Now, did these two pit on that first cycle, or did they not pit yet?
They did pit. They pit on lap number 9.
48 car coming in. Or, well, truck.
Paul Irvin coming off the racetrack in 3. Shane Wolf, Sawyer, Wells, Orlowski all on pit road as well.
Farron Elam, I think, just keyed to Mike and said he was coming.
Now, just like what I said, if they can just go a little bit longer, they won't have to worry about
Leaders are in. Leaders are in.
any green-white checkered attempts, but Farron Elam's going to be the only one that stays out. Dustin Griffiths and Mitchell Muma. Along with Brandon Griffiths and Zach Domer. Got to give a huge shout out to everybody running that Crescent Donuts scheme this evening. It's a Crescent Donuts. Oh boy. Who was that out of 2 that just went headfirst into the inside wall? That would be Shane Wolf.
Oh no.
Where's Shane Wolf? There's Shane Wolf. I'm gonna back that up for you, everybody.
Did we get a caution?
I don't think so. Oh, didn't want to hit Sheely and just spins the truck out. Oh, there's the caution. What was the caution for?
I'm not.
Oh, back straight away. Coming out of turn number 2, he's already out of shape. Out of shape bad.
What's really funny is right after the one truck had mentioned something about lap cars, he goes, well, you could just get around him. And then, well, he goes around. I'm going to just jump down to the other booth. I think this is a pretty easy call, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's a self-spin on the 69. He was fighting that truck the whole 1 and 2 and just overcorrects and headfirst into the turn 2 wall. This works out fantastic for Farron Elam, Brandon Griffiths, Zach Domer, who have yet to pit. And they're going to put... They had most of the field 1 lap down already. So they're going to have to all take a wave around to get back on this lead lap. But our second caution of the evening right here on lap 61. Glad to have you all with us. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow, do all that wonderful stuff to move All-Star 15 TV up the algorithms. More people get eyes on some awesome racing. We will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, The nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We're back, everybody, on All-Star 15 TV. Crescent's Donuts Corn Custard 100 from Iowa Speedway. Right there on the number 44. You see it on the back deck lid and on the hood. We're just about to go green with 35 laps remaining. Pace truck is off, and we are green. Oh, and caution out already. What just happened with Matt Erickson? Why is there... Oh, there he goes! Oh, there was a wreck before that. Who is it? The 10? Chris Sawyer? What happened? What happened? I know they're trying to catch the pack. And somebody's not paying attention. That is the 67 of Sully Buck. Not realizing that they got the wave around and that they were closing up on the field. And there it goes. Mitchell Muma involved. The 10 involved. Oh, and there goes the 28. He just sends it. What happens here? Oh, and just checks it up and locks it up. So we are under caution before we even went green again for some of the trucks not being able to catch the back of the pack and realize to slow up in time. Kind of stinks. We were about to go green. Could have had a nice 35-lap run to the finish. But people didn't realize that the back of the field was in 3. Gotta thank our sponsors. You can see them down in the bottom right-handed corner of your screen. Falcon Grafix, save 10% when using code AllStar15TV when talking to Mick Olofsson. The Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. The episode this week is X-Men Apocalypse this Thursday, and then on Saturday a special episode of the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We're going to be talking about August 1997 WCW versus WWE. July was a push. TJ and myself are tied going into the August pay-per-views and the month of shows. I've been wonderfully doing WWE Monday Night Raw, and TJ's been taking care of Monday Night Nitro. Come join us over on the Nerds Doing Nerd Things YouTube page. Catch all those episodes archived there as well. Still under caution for the third time this evening. On lap 67, you're watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the ACAR Frey Truckin Series from Iowa Speedway, Crescent Donuts, Corn Custard 100. Should be getting the lights off the pace car here. No, we're going to get another 2 laps, it looks like. But let's run down the field as they sit. You have the 44 of Farron Elam, your race leader. Then you have the 14 of Zach Domer in second. In third brings us to the number 20 F-150 of Brady Floyd. Joe Darnell up 20 spots from 24th to 4th is Joe Darnell. In 5th, Brandon Griffiths in the 45 Ford F-150 with Crescent Donuts on the hood. Brett Murphy in 6th. 7th, you have Derek Stanley. 8th, Dustin Buck. 7th, the number 29 of Tyler Aspinall. And rounding out that top 10, Adam Capps. 11th, you have Dustin Griffiths. Mitchell Muma in 12th. Matt Cochran in 13th. Chris Sawyer, 14th. 15th, you have the 48 of Paul Irvin. In 16th, the number 1 of James Shanewolf. In 17th, Matt Erickson, the 28 Ford F-150. Sully Buck, the Chevy Silverado, number 67. Vernon Griffiths, the 19 Ford F-150. And first truck 1 lap down, the number 5 Toyota Tundra of Michael Steele. Once again, about to go racing. Gonna put lap 70 on the board. Currently have 6 drivers, 1 lap down. And green flag back in the air. Great restart from that inside lane. Barrett Elon, Brady Floyd. Brady Floyd already looking to make the pass. And clears the 44 in the center of 1 and 2. Joe Darnell in the wall on it 2. He's going to get right back in line on that high side. Zach Domer 3 wide, and there they go! Yellow flag is out. Paul Irvin, 45 of Brandon Griffiths also involved. Back it up. Check that far chase cam. And here we go. He's loose. He's loose. Overcorrects. Derek Stanley involved. Zach Domer involved. Looks like Paul Irvin ended up spinning too. Let's see if any contact was because of that. The Shane Wolf coming down. No contact there. And it looks like the 48 just loops it. Paul Irvin just loops it on the inside. And we are under our 4th caution of the evening. Lap 72 on the board. Gonna once again take a commercial break. When we return, it'll be the restart from Iowa Speedway.
order to Hogwarts to Gotham. The nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back from Iowa Speedway. We're about to hit 25 laps to go. Lights are off on the truck, this time by Brady Floyd, Farron Elam. Floyd taking the outside. We saw it work well on the last restart, able to make the pass of Farron Elam. Look easy, very easy on that high lane. Only 2 trucks out of the race tonight. Tyler Aspinall and Nate Orlowski. Don't know what happened to Tyler. Really don't know what happened to Tyler. But Gary Wells back on... Oh, not back on the lead lap. He needs to pass Alan Michael Bennett to get back on the lead lap if there was another caution. But with this restart, why don't we crank it up for the first time tonight for a couple laps? Here we go. Here's Crank It Up from Iowa Speedway. And we are back after that Crank It Up. 21 laps to go. Brady Floyd leading Brett Murphy by 0.2 2.5 tenths now out of turn 4. And they are clear by almost a second to Dustin Griffiths in third. Shane Wolf in fourth. Farron Elam, he's plus 14 running in that 5th spot. But Mitchell Muma taking that away from Elam on the outside. Zach Domer doing a really good job trying to fill the hole right behind Mitchell Muma. Farron Elam having some issues falling back just a tad. Oh, he's gonna squeeze the 14 out of 2. Yeah, sorry, Nate. We got you a lot of coverage until something happened. But glad to see you back racing, pal. As Matt Cochran with an issue. See what we have here from the 4 machine out of turn 4. Oh, Chris Sawyer's gonna tag him. And that 4 is just gonna go sliding, and yellow flag is out. It looks like Matt Cochran crashing again. And there he goes, just stopping on the racetrack until the yellow comes out. Yep, that is what caused the yellow. 4 was off the racetrack, pulls it back onto the racetrack, and just stops. Right there, just locks it up. Waits for the yellow, and gets going again. That's, that ain't good, Cap. I hope that gets looked by admins, but I'm just a broadcaster, like I've been told many times. Dude, you had maybe 2 minutes of practice. I'm just glad to have you back. And hoping next week, which I think... Give me a sec, I will let everybody at home know. We go to Darlington next week. As there goes Gary Wells getting his lap back, putting him back on the lead lap. You know Gary's got to be happy. There, he got put down a lap early. He's been fighting all night. Now he's going to come down pit road, grab 4 freshies, probably top her off. Going to be a very interesting run to the finish. Oop. Refresh that. Sorry about that. The overlay crapped out for a second. I'm going to try to get it going once again. Just bear with me momentarily. Doesn't normally do this. I'm going to do, and please bear with me, everybody. You won't miss any action on the racetrack whatsoever. But I do have to reboot the timing and scoring. Survey says, there it is. I don't like it when it does that. But we are pacing around on our, I think, 5th caution of the evening. I know it says 0 right there because when I X out of it and reload it, it's like it's a brand new race starting from finish. Glad to have you all with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or even now TikTok, thank you. Hit that like button. Hit if you're on TikTok, you could keep spamming that heart button, and it'll just send me plenty of hearts. Shows me how much you like the broadcast. Yeah, help us beat the algorithms. Let's push All-Star 15 TV together to the moon as lights are off on the iRacing official pace truck. The 20 of Brady Floyd, the 64 of Brett Murphy on the inside, the 23 of Dustin Griffiths, and James Shanewolf in your second row. Then Brendan Dunford and Mitchell Muma in row 3. Row 4, Derek Stanley and Chris Sawyer. And rounding out that top 10, Zach Domer and Farron Elam. Your biggest mover of the race drops you to that 7th position. The driver, the number 10, Chris Sawyer in the Brass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Chevy Silverado. But here we go. Gonna go green with just 11 laps to go. And green flag in the air. Great launch from the 20 of Brady Floyd. Shanewolf is going to try to follow in his tire tracks. Brett Murphy with a great 1 and 2. He's going to be even with the 20 on exit as we're having a crash in the back straightaway. Adam Capps, Matt Erickson. Yeah, Adam Capps. Big wreck with the 2. What happens with Adam Capps here? He's going to get loose, corrects it into the wall. There's the 28 getting involved. Sheely gets by. Ooh, and Kerry Wells able to put on the brakes like a G. But that 28 has seen better days. And he's just trying to get the pit road. That 2 is already on pit road. That whole thing is just broken. Under 10 to go. Our 6th caution of the evening. Going to take our final commercial break before the end of the race. Glad to have you all with us. We will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
So just use these as green-white checkers and try to finish it under green.
You heard that from race control. There is a good shot that there are no green-white checkered attempts. Oh boy, with coming to 5 to go, this could end the race here. The next flag could very much determine who's going to win this race, as Brady Floyd is gone and away. Brett Murphy on the inside, trying to take P2, now going for the lead, being pushed by James Shane Wolf. Shane Wolf's about to make it 3 wide. Ooh, he's trying to make it work. But look at the 23, Dustin Grafix with a hell of a run out of 4. That 64 is really good on that inside lane. He's able to pull up right in front of the 23. He's taking second. He's looking for first. Through 3 and 4, coming to 3 to go. And Shane Wolf hasn't given up yet. He's trying. He's loose. Able to save it. Ooh, and they're 3 wide. Oh boy. Shane Wolf, Dunford, Griffiths with 2 to go. Mitchell Muma on the outside. He's looking for a top 5. Down the back straightaway. They've got 2 to go. Coming to the white flag. Brady Floyd out of turn number 4 is going to get the Wrestling with Nerds white flag. One and 2, perfect for the 20. Down the back straightaway with a 4 truck length lead over Brett Murphy out of 4. Oh, there goes the 64. Oh, Brady Floyd is going to win the Crescent Donuts Corn Custard 100 at Iowa Speedway. And Brett Murphy's going to come home 5th. In second, you have James Shane Wolf and Dustin Griffiths in that 3rd position. Mitchell Muma in 4th. 5th, you have Brett Murphy. 5th, Zach Domer. Brennan Dunford in 7th. 8th, Derek Stanley. 9th, Farron Elam. And 10th, Paul Irvin. What a finish. Get those race results on the screen for everybody at home. Brady Floyd, Shane Wolf, Griffiths, Muma, and Murphy, your top 5. Then Domer, Dunford, Stanley, Elam, Irvin, your top 10. Then from 11th to 15th, you have Buck, Sawyer, Wells, Darnell. And then Sully Buck, Michael Steele, Matt Cochran, and Matt Erickson. Wow. What a crazy turn of events we had this evening. Let's see. Let's start with our P3 finisher. Get it all set up and ready for Dustin Griffiths. Hey, Dustin, it's AJ in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, my friend?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, to come home 3rd, coming out of turn 4, I think sitting 5th. Not a bad gig, huh?
No, not bad at all. I was kind of already iffy on the 64 anyways. He was during those cycles of 2-lap runs there, 1-lap runs. He was definitely being the aggressor, trying to pass Brady, and he was kind of just getting loose off the corner anyways. He got loose out of 4 there, and it led to James getting into him. So I'm not gonna fault James in that. when you're coming out of 4 and you're coming to the checker, nobody's gonna lift.
No, heck
Um,
no.
So I mean, I lifted just to let the 64 by, but I also tried to block the 98 to make sure I stayed in third. So I mean, it is what it is. Just as it's gonna be chaotic when it's 3-lap dashes for the last 20 laps.
Yeah. Well, the whole race, you have been within that top 5, top 10. You started fourth, finished third, so you got plus territory on you. How'd overall the race go for you?
I had the slowest spin of the century with like in the first 5 laps, and then from there I was just kind of that was embarrassing, is what it was. So from there it was just kind of not panic, kind of wait for the caution. The caution did come, and then from there I knew going through the field was going to take a while, and just kind of bought my time, let the people be aggressive, and kind of saved my stuff. And when no one else was able to really run the bottom, I was able to pass them on the bottom and make all that time up. And then by the time the first green flag laps or pit cycles came through, I pitted with like second. I was second when I pitted, and the caution came out as I was taking the pit stop, so it kind of put me back again. And then from there, I was just already good from. It was a one-stop race, without cautions. So, um, from there, I just kind of didn't pit the rest of the race, and it kind of played out into my favor.
Yeah. Well, we go to Darlington next week, right here for ACAR, the Frey Truckin series. What are we gonna expect from the 23 with the week of preparation ahead of you?
I don't know if it's any preparation. I've kind of been going into these races, and I get on at 8 o'clock and kind of play around from 8 o'clock to 8:30, and then play around in the practice and kind of just go from there. But I don't really get much time to practice, I would say. The one I'm really nervous about is Montreal. Darlington is just gonna be maintain your speed where you're good enough. I think the people who really are able to grind out are gonna be the ones who shine. Um, but I'm at this point, I'm just kind of maintaining and kind of getting these finishes through race management. Some of these other guys kind of get too aggressive and cost themselves a race. So just kind of trying to capitalize on that and whatnot.
All right, dude, before we let you go and enjoy the podium finish, want to talk about those wonderful sponsors you had on board this evening?
I think the first and foremost is the one that sponsored this race is Crescent Donut. There's a local donut shop in Bloomington, Indiana. So if you're around the central southern of Indiana and you want some donuts, take a trip to Bloomington, Indiana, and get some really good quality donuts.
Yeah, it definitely sounds good. I know Gary, who's in the 27 in the league, has been talking about he's gonna go stop by and grab them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're not gonna be disappointed. There's really not a bad donut right now, and the ones that I am always excited for around this time is there's an apple butter cinnamon roll with cream cheese icing.
Dude, it's
It's
10.
to
It's 10
die
o'clock at
for.
night. Don't do this to me.
It's to die for. Let me tell you, I don't know where you're at, but it is worth the trip.
Hey, well, you're about 11 hours of a drive for me, so yeah,
I mean, if you it could be sooner if you take a flight.
that's also true, but more
Let me tell you,
expensive.
it's worth it. It's worth it.
All right, pal. Well, thanks for coming and talking.
I
with
also
me.
like to thank well, I also like to thank Voodoo Graphics and Designs. They're the ones that kind of do this paint, and I get to run it for free through my brother. So I it'd be wrong for me not to give them a shout out. They got all of our trucks this year looking phenomenal. So
All right, dude. Well, congratulations on the podium finish. We'll see you at Darlington next week.
yep, take care.
See you later. That is Dustin Griffiths. P3 this evening. It's time to talk to P number 2, the driver, the number 1, James Shanewolf. Hey, James. Sorry to screw up your little live show up in the
Oh, you're
waiting
good, brother.
room.
You're good. We're having a friendly discussion.
about
Dude,
that.
started second, finished second. You and Brady were pretty close. I thought you were going to get there by the end. You really went through a lot of adversity throughout this race, coming from 15th on back, running through the field. Showed really how strong that number one was tonight in that Toyota Tundra. Talk about your race, dude.
Like you said, man, it was eventful for sure. We had a ton of speed. Decent long run pace. Best. Decent. Still be. If it ended up going 3. But yeah, no, just a ton of short runs. Decent long run. Luckily, the last few runs there were pretty short runs. We were able to capitalize on those. Yeah.
Yeah, it was we had that really good, nice 45 to 50 lap run earlier in the race. And just when everybody was starting to get racy, we started piling short run after short run after short run. And I just see that number one creep higher and higher and higher up the running order. I'm like, oh, if this is timed perfectly, we're gonna have a great finish. And you really good on the restarts. I really thought you were gonna get to the 20 before the race was over with that quick 4 lap dash. But dude, we go to Darlington next week. I know it's a pain in the butt, that racetrack, but I gotta assume that number one Toyota Tundra is gonna be bad fast once again, while everybody else is too busy smacking the wall.
I hope you're right. Sure, we'll see. If I can keep it tucked in my pants and not step on.
I love it.
Other than that, man, like Darlington's a good track.
Yeah.
One of them tracks where you don't race anybody, you race the track. So.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Just like Iowa normally puts on good racings in this league, so does Darlington, surprisingly. So before we let you go and enjoy the P2 finish, any sponsors you want to plug?
Yeah, big shout out to Brian. He wanted to come on board this season. He's a regular at one of the bars that Adam. We've been showing stuff, clips of the league races. It's really cool of him. Adam Caps, all he. John over at Nick Lift Trader taught me all I know about painting. You guys broadcast whole admin. Congratulations, ass off. You did it. I apologize to Brett at the end. Like that. We disagree on it. In my opinion, he threw a late block. We're coming to the checker.
Yeah, that's racing just coming to the checkered.
Yeah, there's no lift. I know he's not too happy with me, but it was nothing personal.
It was checkered flag in the air, about a football field away.
Flag in the air. Yep, that's exactly what I told him. He was a little upset. It wasn't even the initial on him not getting really it up. Checkered flags out, and you got 10 cars right down your back. Again, my apologies, Brett. Personal, going for second place there, and I've been run over a couple times. Different circumstances. Towards try to get room. Stick. Not doing that no more. So got to make your own luck, I reckon.
Yeah, well, you did it coming home P2 tonight. Congratulations on the P2, and we will see you at Darlington next week, pal.
Sir.
James Shanewolf, the driver of the number one Toyota Tundra. It's time to get P1. The number 20 of Brady Floyd. Dude, congratulations on the win here this evening in the Crescent Donuts Corn Custard 100. That 20 was bad, fast all night. You go from 9th to first. How does it feel? How was the truck? And you really made that outside work late in the run.
Oh, it feels really, 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 really good. Coming in, I have two tracks that I'm very good at. It is Iowa and it is Kentucky, and I am average everywhere else. And Kentucky is in the first round of the playoffs, so hoping to do well there. But Iowa was the one track I saw on the schedule that I felt like I could really lock myself in with, and or at least just pick up a really good finish. And I'm super happy to, especially after a really bad qualifying, go out and execute and play the strategy right and just have everything kind of fall into my lap for once. I definitely don't think I was the fastest truck out here, but I think the decision making and then certain moments got me to the front, and I might have had the restart of my career when I was third behind Paul that one time, and just kind of all went up from there. I got the cautions at the right time, and just really, really happy to come away with it.
Yeah, you were very strong all race. But we go to Darlington in 1 week's time. You win here tonight. Can you hold on to that momentum when we head down to Darlington?
Darlington is my home track, and I really enjoy it a lot. But to answer the question in short, absolutely not. I'm not good there. I love it. I wish I was fast there. I'm not good there. So I will carry this momentum straight into the turn 3 and 4 wall next week, and we'll see if I can come away with a top 10. I think I'd be happy with that. Just trying to keep myself in or thereabouts for points reasons, and maybe sneak into the points lead if other people keep stumbling, having problems. So I think I gained a good bit on Tyler, a good bit on Brandon Griffiths, who I know they both had internet and car issues respectively tonight, and then I'm not sure where Farron finished. Looks like maybe 9th. So pulled a chunk back on there, but I don't know where it's gonna shake out in the standings, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, the next two, Darlington and Montreal, probably are not going to be my best. Michigan looks good. IRP, it could go kind of anyway. I don't really like that track, and then Kansas and Indy are just toss-ups essentially. So, kind of a grueling, I guess, for me, end of the regular season. So, trying to at least carry some bonus points if there are any available going into the round of that first round of playoffs, because I'm gonna need them. So we'll see. But yeah, super fortunate and super happy to come away with the win tonight.
All right, dude. Well, once again, congratulations. Sponsors, you want to give them a shout out before you go pop the champagnes in victory lane?
Yeah, absolutely. Huge thank you to my team, Adria Esports. You can find us at adriaesports.com. I don't think we're formally running in this series, but I know there are a couple guys in here that race with us, namely Brett and Tyler. So shout out to those guys. Of course, thank you to the Buck guys and Dakota for keeping me sane in the voice chat. As far as sponsors on the car, Forkloak Media, you can find him at forkloak.net, and Pierce Graphics, you can find him at piercegraphics.com. And then special shout out to Wes at Week Designs for making some paints for us as well.
All right, dude. Great job, pal. Glad to be talking with you with your victory tonight in the Crescent Donuts Corn Custard 100. We'll see you at Darlington, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a while, AJ. Good to hear from you. Thank you again for broadcasting. Hope to be talking to you soon, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
We'll see you, pal.
See you.
Brady Floyd winning tonight at Iowa Speedway. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Once again, hit that like button, subscribe, follow, so you don't miss a broadcast. Tomorrow night, 8:35, XMS Trucks Daytona season opener. And then we're back Wednesday as well for XMS Xfinity Cars, Rick Motec Daytona opener. So 2 Daytona races the next 2 days. 8:35 start time right here on the channel. We'll have Off and Turn 1 podcast this weekend talking about Kansas. But everybody, thank you to Gary, Nate, and Tyler for those driver cams earlier in the race. Glad to have you on board. We will check with you tomorrow night right here on the channel. Stay safe, stay cool, and don't do anything stupid, everybody.